afternoon, and thank you very much for attending our first webinar with CyberClan. My name is Razwan Al-Haq. We are partnered with CyberClan. CyberClan is one of the leading security firms based out of Vancouver and with the offices in the US and the UK. And they are one of the key partners for us when it comes to security as a service and advanced SOC services. Mannai Datacenter is a tier 3 data center, and we are building a state-of-the-art services when it comes to office for our customers in Qatar. We provide X as a service model. So understanding that market is already clogged with Microsoft, Google, Redos, and the Mesas. They're all mature data center providers. So we are carving a niche in the data center business where we'll be hosting very niche applications that will enable customers not just to save on their software estate and get best of the security, get the best of identity verifications and other services that are offered from our data center, including DC as a service and the related. But at the same time, we are assuring that the security of our customers is intact. So we offer SD-WAN from one front to provide the secure traffic between our data center and the customer. And at the same time, we work with elite security providers like CyberClan to make sure that our customers are always protected. Patrick, over to you.
Thanks very much, Razwan. So appreciate the opportunity, and I'll just start by saying, a month ago, a few of us from the CyberClan team joined Razwan and Marwa and Pamela from the Mannai team in Qatar to kick off this partnership. And I have to say, on behalf of all of CyberClan, we couldn't be more thrilled to work with such a professional and capable team to deliver our cyber services to Qatar. So we're thrilled about the opportunity to work in the region with such a great team and exciting group of customers as well. So thank you for the opportunity, Razwan and team. My name is Patrick Griffith. I'm the head of global sales here at CyberClan, overseeing our standard core business in Canada, the US, and the UK, as well as our focus on our global expansion, which includes this project here today with our partnership in the Middle East. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of CyberClan and where we are, where we started, and kind of where we're going today and looking forward. And again, this is a small group. Happy to have this be interactive and casual. If you'd like, please feel free to jump in at any time. So a little bit about CyberClan. We were established in 2006 by our current CEO, Richard D'Souza, based out of Vancouver, Canada. Richard had a strong talent supporting some of the challenges that the online gaming industry was facing at that time. We began our initial global expansion throughout Canada, supporting coast-to-coast requirements in small, mid-market, and enterprise businesses, followed by expansion to the US and the UK. We offer 24/7, 365 days a year incident response and risk management services. We are a trusted cybersecurity vendor globally. We are on panel for over 30 global cyber insurance carriers. We're a dedicated cybersecurity services company, and we're also a money services business. So with that, we have a wallet with $20 million on hand so that we can support our customers in a time of need during a ransomware negotiation or ransomware attack, so that we can facilitate those types of payments if and when required, taking that risk off of our customers. We have a global client base and support capabilities with almost 100 employees and growing across the globe. So where we are today and looking forward, we're at our expansion into the Middle East, and Mannai and CyberClan have selected each other to go forward in that mission. We also have aspirations to expand into Latin America later this year. So that's a brief history of CyberClan. If there's no questions, I'll move on to a little bit about why CyberClan and then a little bit about our services. So next slide, please. So just a few highlights about CyberClan. We know that cyber is a massive industry with a lot of companies popping up, sometimes overnight to service the new needs that exist in this landscape. But CyberClan, we like to approach things a little differently. We understand the need to give a big business offering, but a small business feel. And that's really where we fit in this marketplace. So we are a trusted partner. We offer services to small, mid-market, and enterprise clients so that we can dedicate personalized services and relationships. So we often say that we're small enough to customize solutions, but big enough to handle the most complex of incidents. Our speed and agility, so with our rapid response and informed, thoughtful planning to manage and optimize investments in cybersecurity measures and actions, we have an industry-leading SLA and response time. So you'll hear more about that later, but we offer a 15-minute response time globally. So this will certainly be available in your region. And we have a 24/7 service, obviously. Our business context, we have many experts on our team so that we can provide executive and board level know-how and insights within every engagement. So that includes having industry experts, a strong legal team, and a big group to be able to provide the support needed across all industries. Thought leadership, we want to be leaders in this industry in terms of where we're going next and where we are today. So we provide insights, perspectives, and case studies to inform industry leaders to help advance cybersecurity missions and objectives. Next slide, please. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the CyberClan and Mannai services overview to give some insight into what services will be offered in the region. Next slide. So just before I get into the specific service lines, just a little bit about our framework. We lean on our framework here: defend, protect, and secure. This is our framework and our mission. I won't read every line here, but it's quite simple. We need to be there for our customers to defend against an incident, and then also to provide the offensive approach to cybersecurity as well, to protect and secure them going forward for all current and new threats. Next slide. So getting into our core service lines that complement our defend, protect, and secure framework, we have risk management, managed security services, and incident response services. These are really just the highlights of our services that we offer. There are not many situations where a customer comes to us with a need that we cannot provide. We typically have many additional resources on standby to handle the most complex situations or situations that we may not typically have on our list as our core services. So just rhyming through the line items on our services for some examples. So risk management, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, VAPT. We are currently have this offering active in Qatar at the moment. Compromise and risk assessment, education and training, phishing exercises, tabletop exercises, the vCISO services. And this is where we use our industry-leading experts to deliver these services. So having our in-house counsel deliver tabletop exercises, a gentleman who has spent 20 years on the other side of the table in the legal world delivers these exercises to ensure that our customers are ready for the most complex situations. And managed security services, so managed extended detection and response services, endpoint detection and response, SIM and UEBA services, threat monitoring and hunting, next-gen email security services, our 24/7, 365 days a year Global Security Operations Center, and operational technology or OT services, also another service we're currently delivering in Qatar. And with our managed security services, within our SOC, we leverage the most current and most trusted services. So we are often changing our services, updating them, leveraging things that are new on the market to make sure that we are the experts doing the research to put the best and most trusted services into our SOC for our customers. Moving over to incident response, incident containment and monitoring services, leveraging existing software and technologies that are also in our SOC, breach forensics and root cause analysis, ransomware negotiation and Bitcoin payment services. Again, this goes back to us being a money services company. We handle the ransomware negotiations, facing the threat actors and engaging with them to do the negotiations, and then of course facilitating the Bitcoin payments if needed. Post-breach remediation services, both on-site and remote. Business email compromise, this is probably one of our most active segments. Social engineering, fraud investigation, data mining services, or also known as e-discovery. Deep and dark web searches for potential exposures or when threat actors post data. And also incident response retainer services. So that's a unique service offering that will be available that allows an engagement point to establish an incident response retainer that allows you to have a setup and preparation for incidents if they may happen. Next slide, please. So this is just a handy slide, and we will provide this to the audience here, but this is a good bird's eye view of our service offering. Again, within the Defend, Protect, and Secure framework, you see the overall view of our Security Operations Center with all of the services and offerings built in with our Defend, Protect, Secure framework. I won't go into all of these, most of these have been mentioned, but this is a good asset for you to reference for what our services are and how to leverage them. Okay, and now just to briefly touch on our initial offering in Qatar. So when we decided to expand to the Middle East and essentially set up shop with Mannai in Qatar, we wanted to make sure that we could do everything properly and extend the same services that we're known and successful with today in other global markets in the Qatar region. So we will be establishing a dedicated, it already is established, a dedicated 1-800 hotline for all customers to have access to our 15-minute response SLA and 24/7 support. We'll also be launching our cybersecurity retainer as a means to engage customers and bring them into the CyberClan and Mannai ecosystem to have a cybersecurity retainer and plan in place in case of an event. So these are the main services that we're going to market with out of the gate, and the benefits that our customers will see right away, including access to all of these services we mentioned in the previous slides. So that is a quick version of our CyberClan and Mannai's services overview. We're always happy to go into more detail on any of the specific requirements, but that was somewhat of a non-technical overview to give you an introduction to the services that are now available in your region.